All right, welcome to another live episode of geekoutdoors.com. Now, this is my Monday live video series. So, if you are new to this series or maybe you're new to my channel, this particular live episode is basically for content creators and marketers. And so, this is for all the creative geeks out there. And so, if you are interested in those type of things, then you are actually in the right place. And so, today's topic is going to be, do you need equipment or technical skills to do YouTube? And what specifically a lot of people mean by that is, do you need expensive equipment and a lot of technical skills? Because obviously you do need equipment, because obviously I'm using my phone right now, and also you do need some basic technical skills. But I want to get into this further because I think one of the things that is also a major hurdle for people to become content creators is they think that they need all this special equipment. Okay, so a lot of times people are thinking like, well, maybe they need to buy something expensive like a Sony AR Mark III or a Panasonic G8 or a Canon DSLR just to get started. And also they think they need to be like some technical wizard to get this whole thing working. Now, I will say this: if you are somebody who already has experience with video editing or high production quality, then of course it's a must for you to have this type of equipment. And if you are already doing those things, then obviously you're going to have the technical skills as well. But what I'm focusing on here is the normal everyday user, the average user like myself, who has never done anything to this level. Okay, I've never done YouTube before YouTube. Okay, now in terms of my video editing skills, I think a long while ago, I'd used something like Windows Movie Maker, and I used a little bit of Premiere. And of course, whenever I started using Linux, I would use OpenShot and Kdenlive, but it was never anything to actually create something. You know, it's more like trying it out. And so I didn't really have much of any video editing skills when it comes to actually producing a whole video. Okay, so that's first and foremost. And then in terms of technical skills, being a geek, of course, I do have some technical skills, but once again, when it came to something like video editing, producing content, and I'll get into that a little bit further because that's a whole set of different skills. That's something that, once again, I kind of had, but not really. And so I think that's where the majority of people are at. And so these are some of the things that I think when it comes to having equipment and having technical skills, I think this will work for the majority of people because I myself have gone through the same things, and I'm still going through these things again because I think as a content creator, you're always going to be thinking about how to up your quality, you know, how to up your presentation, you know, how to up your marketing. There's so many other things that go into becoming a content creator, specifically on YouTube, because in my opinion, when it comes to content creation, I think video is probably one of the most challenging mediums because it combines so many things, you know, and at the same time, you're actually on video. And so that is a big deterrent for a lot of people. And so let's go ahead and start with the equipment. Okay, now I myself, I really feel like for most people, all you need is your smartphone, because I think for a lot of people who are just starting out, who doesn't have a background in those areas, then a smartphone is more than enough for most people. And that's actually what I use to pretty much shoot all my videos, unless it's something like a screen recording session where I would have to use my desktop or my laptop. Now, of course, I am going to be upgrading my video camera in the future, but my smartphone has done an amazing job up to this point, and I don't even have the best quality smartphone. As a matter of fact, I'm actually using the LG G5, and it's okay. You know, and so my opinion nowadays is if you do have a smartphone and you are just starting out, then just use that. However, if you have a better smartphone, for example, an iPhone or the Samsung Galaxy series or the Google Pixel, then you already have an excellent video camera and also photography camera as well. And so I always say start with that first, okay? And then secondly, when it comes to technical skills, okay, there's really no way around that. Even if you're already a technically minded person to begin with, if you've never done YouTube, you've never created video content, like really create the content and edit it, then you probably will still have to learn. Okay, and so there's no way around there, and obviously there's many resources available for that. Obviously I have a playlist myself on for YouTube content creators, but there's also countless videos out there that show you the basics, that show you how to create a YouTube channel, how to actually edit a video, how to upload it, all those things. And so all those resources are there. And so the most important thing, once you have the equipment out there and you have some basic technical skills, obviously make the video. Okay, that is very important. You need to make the video. And I myself went through that quite a bit, because whenever I started my YouTube channel, if you could go back to my old videos, I didn't show my face. And in terms of the very first equipment, I actually didn't even use my video camera for my smartphone. What I was using was a really cheap Android tablet, because I did gaming videos back then, and all I was doing was screen recording the games off my Android tablet. Okay, so it wasn't until I started Geek Outdoors that I just decided, let me go ahead and try this again. Let me put my face on the camera. And the best camera I had was the one that was with me, and at the time that was the original HTC One, which is still, in my opinion, a wonderfully designed phone, but at the same time the camera quality is not up to snuff anymore. And so the LG G5, so far I've had this phone for, I'd say, like over 2 years. And so I'm gonna definitely upgrade the phone, but I actually want to get a better quality camera first. And so this is what's gonna happen, just based upon my own experience. Once you start creating your very first video and then you upload it, you'll realize that there are so many things that you can do with your smartphone, especially if you have an Android phone, or if you have an iPhone, you could download apps that will allow you to adjust many settings on your phone, which will give it like camera qualities. You could do things like control the aperture, you could control the saturation on your videos, you could even do many special effects. And as a matter of fact, there's been many hundreds of videos I've already produced on my channel where I did everything from my phone, from recording the actual video to editing it to creating thumbnails to uploading on YouTube. You could practically do everything on your smartphone, and that is a huge, very important skill to have. And I'm going to get into why that's so important. And at the same time, as you are doing that, your actual technical skills get better. Okay, not only from a YouTube standpoint, but this is where it's really important when you learn these things, because you actually learn how to create movies in a lot of ways. That's what you're doing. You're learning how TV shows are created, because the whole process of this, creating, coming up with ideas, thinking about the shots that you're going to take, thinking about the story that you're going to tell, then editing, and then thinking about post-production, your brightness, your lighting quality, your audio quality. All those things are the same things that people who produce movies and television shows have to think about as well. And so I think those skills are the most important things that you learn, because as a content creator, of course the technical things are important, but I think what's more important is the foundation of what you're learning. Because once you learn how to create content, how to write a script, which is what they do in the entertainment industry, how to think about what you're going to be talking about, i.e. the story, the many different angles, the goals that you have with it. That's the same thing that they do in the entertainment industry. You could take those same skills, which are not really so much technical, okay, because the tools that you use, they change over time. But the basic foundation of creating a story, editing a video, whether it's on an Apple Mac, a Windows machine, a Linux machine, it doesn't matter. The whole foundational process is exactly the same. And so I think that's probably the most important thing that you learn. You learn the process of becoming a content creator. And then in terms of the technical skills that are the foundation of everything, well, shooting videos is one. That's no matter what you're doing. And then editing videos. That's a huge thing, because once you learn how to edit a video on one video editor, then it's pretty much the basics going to be the same on every video editor. You're going to learn how to do timelines. You're going to learn how to trim stuff. You're going to learn about transitions, different effects, fades. You're going to learn how to manage audio. Okay, so all these things are relevant no matter what you're on. And then when some people say that, well, it's important that you have very high production quality. My feeling is that's not true, because the majority of people who actually watch YouTube videos, they don't care what camera that you're using. As a matter of fact, I don't think most people know. I don't think when you're watching a YouTube video, you're not thinking, oh, are they using a Sony AR camera, or are they using a Panasonic? Oh, is it DSLR, or is it 4/3? Nobody's thinking about that. And then on top of it, people are not thinking about, wow, I wonder if they produced that video on a Mac using Final Cut Pro, or did they use Linux and use Kdenlive? Nobody's thinking about that. What people are thinking about is what content that they're watching, and then who is behind the camera. And so once again, those things are very foundational. And so those skills that you learn, you'll be able to carry that in so many different places. Because now, because I've learned those skills and I continue to improve upon those skills, the skill of content creation, these same skills can be transferred to other mediums, whether it is video like on YouTube, or whether I'm doing something on a blog post, or maybe a social media post. All of the same basic technical foundations are the same. And those skills that you could use for the rest of your life. And it's awesome. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I've gotten out of it. Now, in terms of the actual equipment, okay, so this is where I think, okay, it is important. Okay, just I mentioned earlier, you can just start with your smartphone, and if you have a higher quality, high-end smartphone, that's even better. But one of the things that is huge for any content creator, if I had to choose between video quality or audio quality is always going to be number one. Because you could have the most amazing video quality, but if people can't hear you or they can't understand what you're saying, that's more important. Okay, now in that case, obviously you're going to need to have good audio. Okay, and with good audio, that means don't have too much noise around you. Right now, I'm using the microphone from the phone because right now the weather's not too bad, and hopefully it's not too windy right now. But I also have earphones as well. You know, I have earplugs if in case I need it, and those cost me about $45. Now the audio quality is not going to be the best with that, but it's still going to be better than nothing, and so you don't have to spend a ton of money on there. And then when it comes to actual lighting, okay, as you can probably see, I'm outside, and so when it comes to lighting, obviously natural light is the best. Okay, and I'm not talking about high professional quality where they're actually going to grade it and so forth. Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about somebody just shooting a video like I'm doing right now. And so lighting is extremely important. And so if you're outside, that's the best. But also be careful of, you know, where you are, the exposure, because once again, normally cameras on a phone, it's not going to be as higher quality as you would get on a standalone camera. Okay, but as you can see there, it's fine. Okay, and so if you are indoors, I really highly recommend that you get some type of lighting kit. And so if you actually watch a lot of my videos, you see me have a lighting kit. There's many different lighting kits that you could get, but I would say for the majority of people, you know, spend about 40 to 50 bucks, or even you could get just a single light, and it's like a circular light. I can't remember the name of it, you know, so you don't have to spend a lot of money there, but it will significantly improve your video quality. It's all about the lighting when it comes to video quality. And as you can see here, the video quality probably got a lot better here. And so, yeah, so whenever I think about those things, I do think it is important. Okay, but then if you're just starting out, like I said, you're not already a professional, then you don't need to spend thousands of dollars, okay, on all this equipment. And then also, you know, in terms of your technical skills, just learn as you go. I think that's the best thing that you could do, because that will actually help you get into the process of doing it, okay, which is the most important thing. So when people think like, oh man, I need all these equipment, I need to be really technically adept, no, you don't. No, you don't. I mean, what am I doing right now? You know, this is so cool. I never thought that this would be possible. And on top of it, since I am doing this live, I don't even have to edit this video. I mean, it's streaming on the internet right now. So that is something that is extremely awesome. Okay, this would not have been available just even like 5 years ago, you know, to do it at this level. So as you can see here, I'm actually just using my phone, and I also have a little mini tripod as well. And it's a Manfrotto, by the way. It's a Manfrotto Pixie tripod. I did do a review on this, so maybe I'll leave a link in the description area below if you want to actually get this. And so this is something that you don't need to spend a lot of money on, and then with practice over time, it'll get a lot easier. And then in terms of like, now that I've actually done so many of these, for me at this point, I'm more thinking about how can I improve my production quality. Okay, so what I mean by that is not only my equipment, but really how can I improve my video editing skills. You know, how can I tell a better story, you know, to keep people engage, to just bring them into the moment. That's really another amazing thing, that being outside, it helps a lot for me in many different ways. But I really feel like whenever you produce content, it's great if you could have the viewers feel like they're there with you. Okay, and that's a really important thing. And so if you have really good equipment, that helps a lot as well. And so that is it for this very quick episode for all the creative geeks out there. If you had any questions on anything that I talked about today, or maybe you are a content creator yourself and you had your own thoughts on the type of equipment that you need or the technical skills that you think will help the most, be sure to leave that in the comments area below. And also, if you are somebody who is creative, whether you are already a content creator or for the most part, you're thinking about being a content creator, I have created something special for you. I've created a Go Content Creators group where I've already produced 30 free videos and also additional content for all the creative geeks out there. Now, if this is something that you are interested in, just check out the link in the description area below. It'll take you to my page, and then you could go ahead and get access to all that for all the creative geeks out there. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you did get value out of these videos, be sure to subscribe. And if you wanted to support my channel further, you could do that at patreon.com/geekoutdoors.